Google Chrome, the browser that still has the highest market share, and with many other browsers being based off Chrome through Chromium, it's not going anywhere anytime soon, and neither are incredibly useful extensions. So in this video, I'll show you a load of useful extensions that you'll actually use. So with that, let's begin. Number 1, Max Focus. So coming from the Arc browser, a feature which you might find useful is the preview pop-up window, but it turns out that Chrome doesn't really have that option. So to get it, simply install this extension which does just that. Sure, there are many other features in this application, but for a basic, no-nonsense preview window without having to open a new tab, it's great. It's pretty intuitive too, in the sense that your main stuff gets slightly blurred when the preview window is open, from which you can get the main content back into focus and interact with again by simply moving your cursor. And when you're done with the preview window, you can just press the escape key or press the X icon. Not only this, but you have a few options in the settings in regards to how you want to open a link, whether this be of a long press or drag for example, as well as changing the size of the preview box. And finally, if you want to open the content in a new tab, then just drag the address bar to the tab area, which will open a new tab populated with your site. Though after finishing this video, I've realized that you can also press the address bar instead, the more you know. Number 2, Fonts Ninja. Now, if you've ever gone onto a website and liked the look of a font, but gone through the trouble of some sort of image recognition software to find out what the font actually is, then you'll want to get this extension. Using this, you can simply press the icon in the top right, which will analyze all the fonts on that page for you, and if you hover over them, it'll show you where that is on the page. Now, for some reason, if the picker doesn't identify the font, as this is a bit of a newer feature it seems, then you can simply use your mouse cursor and hover over that text, and you'll get a full breakdown of the text that your cursor is over. This includes the font name, whether it's regular, italic or bold, the font size with pixels, and its spacing alongside the color of the font, and the hex code as well as a final cherry on top. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking this one out. And an honorable mention is the What Font tool, which is quite a bit more widely used it seems from the Google Web Store statistics. I feel like its interface can appear a bit more dated compared to the clean one found with Fonts Ninja. Number 3, Momentum and Bonjour. Moving on to the new tab page now, there's actually 2 extensions which I recommend in here. So the first one is Momentum. It's a pretty simple extension which allows you to have a nice, clean and minimal new tab start page by giving you a fresh new image that is taken from Unsplash alongside some additional functionality like a quote for the day, to-do lists, the date, time, etc, etc. There are a few settings that you can play around with and tweak to get the setup that's just right for you. And the second application is the Bonjour application, which I actually covered in the very first video of this channel. If you want to check that out up here. Overall, this extension offers similar functionality to Momentum with a fresh new image every day alongside the ability to customize things further with the very expansive settings, I must say. This includes adding and removing various UI elements and text, choosing whether you want the photos to come from Unsplash, a specific Unsplash collection, a local folder on your device of your own photos, changing the blur, brightness, size of elements, adding various weather and location data, changing fonts, the search bar, and even the overall layout of the application. Not to mention features like having your own photos or a specific library to select from in Momentum requires you to pay to their subscription, which is just crazy. Again, you can choose one based on your preference, but overall I'd give the edge to Bonjour because there's just so much granular control of the settings available to you, and the UI is quite a bit more modern and fluent in its appearance as well. So yeah, I definitely recommend running at least one of these for an ultra clean new tab page experience. You can't go wrong with either, to be honest. Number 4, Camelizer. Now what's even better than extensions is saving money, I guess. Well, in this case, this extension has you covered. So you might have heard of the Camel website, which is basically an Amazon price tracker website that's been around for quite a while. If you haven't used it, then I guess you've been missing out. But yeah, this extension essentially gives you a portal into the Camel website, allowing you to see the price history graph of an item directly from the drop down menu in the top right without having to open a new tab, paste an Amazon link, or search using the actual Camel website. You've also got some quick links and some settings in this little pop-out box as well, and even a direct link to the Camel website, which again is a great website in its own right. Talking of which, I'll leave a link to a playlist in the cards above to some top sites if you're interested. Though I will mention the Keep extension in here as an honorable mention because it also has similar functionality, going the extra mile of integrating it into the Amazon website itself. But yeah, I think sometimes it can be a little bit too much information, with the interface not being the simplest. Number 5, WikiWand. As I'm sure you've guessed by the name of this extension, this one's for Wikipedia. Yep, the retention graph destroyed right here. But I do get it, because in the past, I myself have found these website modification extensions to be highly clunky and buggy, but not this one. This is one of those that you can just set and forget about, and it's truly a hidden gem in my opinion. After you install it, every time that you go to a Wikipedia page, the information and the UI will instead be revamped and updated, bringing Wikipedia into the modern age if you like, whilst having little to no performance hit when loading the site. Not only this, but you get a clean and minimal typeface, as well as the images being large and easy to see as you scroll the text while retaining all the hyperlinks and key information. Not only this, but the chapters and titles that you see are listed out on the left and dynamically change with a smooth animation as you move around the document. And you also have some additional controls at the top of the page in regards to the typography and the viewing experience if you like as well. Honestly, if you use Wikipedia a lot, then this might be the best application on this list. list. Number 6. iCloud passwords. Have you ever thought about Apple and Google working together? Yeah, well, me neither. This extension, though on a simpler side, is a must-have if you have an Apple device, whether that be an iPhone, iPad, or even a MacBook, as it will allow you to view your iCloud passwords and autofill right from within Chrome, or any other Chromium-based browser for that matter. This is great if you use Chrome or a Windows device, for example, and have an iPhone as well. Honestly, it's super handy to stop all those situations when you're trying to fill in some information and realize that the saved information is actually on your iCloud keychain as opposed to your Google account. So yeah, no more manually copying between your devices. Though I will mention a requirement to getting this application to work is also to download the iCloud for Windows app, which you'd think would be cumbersome and interfere with your settings and whatnot, but it's super simple to set up and disable various controls, and the menu makes it easy to see at a glance what's going on as well. So there is that. Number 7. Dark Reader. Now you might have actually tried this extension before in the past, but then uninstalled it because some websites work while many others would be unsupported and jarring if you visited them at night, blasting you with a load of white light. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that although not all the 1.13 billion websites in the world will be supported, it has vastly improved to that of a few years ago. Not only this, but you can also choose to have this application change with the Windows theme as well, and even block sites from being affected by the extension. Though the biggest brain move by far is if you have the Auto Dark Mode application installed within Windows, allowing your computer to automatically change between light mode and dark mode, because yeah, Windows doesn't have the ability to do that automatically for some reason. So I'll leave a video linked up here on that, as well as in the description below the like button. Anyway, with this, the extension can be a great experience, changing and taking effect at night when it's needed and staying off in the daytime. Number 8. Row Focus. Talking about dark mode and peaceful browsing, consider checking out the Row Focus extension, which will allow you to use this drop down that you see in the top right to play various ambient sounds and white noise nature sounds. Don't get me wrong, there's a whole range of websites that allow you to do this, and the mynoise.net site would be my top pick. Again, link in the cards above for a video on that. But the benefit here is that you don't have to open a separate website and keep a tab open, cluttering your browser in order to achieve this. It simply works from the drop down that you can access from its icon in the top right area of Chrome. Number 9. Volume Master. Now, if you're someone who likes specific control of your tab's volume after the last extension, then be sure to check out the Volume Master extension, which is pretty simple and does what you'd expect for a master volume controller, allowing you to adjust your settings and volume via the drop down menu in the top right, regardless of which tab you're on or which tab is playing audio. If you know, you know. Number 10. uBlacklist. Now, if muting and controlling sound isn't enough and instead want a quick and easy way to block websites from appearing in the Google search results, such as those from forum websites and Quora, I think that's how you say it, then be sure to download this extension, which will allow you to do just that. Once downloaded, your Google search results will have the following small blue link text, which will unsurprisingly allow you to press the button and then confirm to block that site from ever appearing again in the search results. Oh, and if you want to manage your block sites, then you can do that from within the extension settings. While in the extension settings, you'll find a box allowing you to enter specific sites, addresses, and subsections of specific sites that you don't want to appear in the Google search results. I mean, you can really add a large list in this text box. A basic one, but super useful if you want to maximize your Google searching experience. Talking about Google search, if you really want to take your searching game to the next level with a bunch of hidden commands, then be sure to check out this video right here. Though, if that's not good enough for you, then be sure to check out this other video instead. But otherwise, thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you later.